Hi, everyone. This is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. And today we are talking about Jupiter in Pisces. And I know everybody's going to be jumping on in the next few seconds. So as you jump on, make sure you say hi to me and let me know where you're at. I am so excited to really talk about Jupiter in Pisces. I've been doing a lot of research on this over the last couple of weeks, and I'm ready to share what I've learned. I'm still learning. There's still so much more, and I'm learning about all of this, but I want to teach y'all a little bit about this, and I know I will be doing a couple of videos on this in the next couple of weeks, so that'll be really exciting. But if you're joining me, make sure that you say hi. Hey, Miss Gigi. We are going to be talking about all things Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. And this is going to be amazing. And it's going to have some energies that are going to appeal to a lot of people. Hi, Miss Carmen. This is going to be coming up with some really great information, but also some great dates and some great insight of what's going to happen throughout the rest of our 2022 year in this kind of inflection, or what Jupiter is going to be pushing at us over the next year or so. So this is going to be really, really great. So actually, Jupiter went in the sign of Pisces, and it actually went in. Hi, Miss Kathy. How are you doing? It's one of those, I am so excited. This is going to be a great one. So in 2021, actually, December 28th, Jupiter went into the sign of Pisces. And Jupiter is the planet of wisdom and expansion, and is kind of really going back to its home domain in the sign of Pisces, where it's going to rule for most of 2022. We're going to have a little retrograde in the middle, but this is going to be some really amazing energy. So Jupiter swims through Pisces kind of from December 28th, 2021 until May 11th, 2022. And then after retrograde, it's going to be back in the sign of Pisces from October 28th through December 21st. And so this is going to be kind of like some really amazing energy that we can catch on to. So Jupiter is going to kind of take like a little summer trip during the middle, kind of back into the sign of Aries. And that may give us a little bit more like independent streak, a little bit more desire to kind of like, what do we want to do? Where do we want to create? Where do we want to go with this? From July 28th through November 23rd, Jupiter goes into retrograde, and it's going to kind of stall some of the progress that we've already made this year in this sign, but it's going to really be dealing with some ideal alignments, kind of like, what are we going to be doing for the next couple of years? How are we going to do this? And really kind of tap into really a huge awakening, which is all about Jupiter in Pisces. And we've already been going through that. So a lot of people have kind of like all of a sudden their abilities have just like amped up all of a sudden. A lot of things that are kind of like, normally you could kind of like, okay, I see this, but or I hear this and I don't really want to deal with it. This is going to be a really great one where it's going to really expand your abilities as far as you want to go. So that's kind of the fun. So let's give you some basics about Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter is one of the closer planets to the sun, and of course us, but it kind of cruises through the zodiac at a pretty fast pace, completing all 12 signs within in basically in 12 years. So it's in each sign for a year. And this is going to kind of initiate personal changes, developments, kind of like, where do we want to push this? Where like Saturn and Pluto kind of lurch around in each sign for several years. It's kind of like they kind of take their own sweet time because they're so far out from us. They take their sweet time. Jupiter comes somewhere kind of in between because it takes about 12 years to make a full revolution around our charts. Jupiter is named the king of the gods, who hurled lightning bolts of intuition from the heavens. And this is going to bring in a lot of intuition for us. It's going to bring a lot of intuition into other people. And I guarantee you there are going to be some people that are like, oh my gosh, I never knew I had abilities and now I have something. So this is going to kind of bring that all together. Wherever the planet goes, it shows up with a grand cosmic kind of like highlight of where it's going. Um, Along with Pisces, Jupiter kind of is ruled by Sagittarius. And is really about pursuing knowledge, self expansion, and kind of like the inner work, kind of like, where do I want to go? What do I want to learn? Not everybody else, kind of what I want to learn. But also, Jupiter brings a lot of like clarity in where do you want to go in your life. So, kind of like, where do I want to go? You start thinking about it, and then all of a sudden you're like, boom, the intuition hits, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is exactly where I want to go. This is exactly what I want to do. So, that's going to be kind of a great one. Last year, in December 2020 through December 28th, 2021, Jupiter has been in the sign of Aquarius, and kind of working in conjunction with Saturn. The sign, which is all about new technologies and global progress, kind of things that are changing on a global scale. If y'all have any questions, make sure you post them, because I know this is kind of like, wow, amazing energy. On a personal level, Jupiter will be introducing a lot more structure, a lot more creative expression, relationships functioning at a higher level. And it's going to be personalized in like a healing for most people. If you've already been working on your abilities, if you've already started that in 2022, this is going to kind of bring those abilities forward even more. And then it's going to be helping you with the structure of it, of like, how do I deal with the intuition? How do I deal with this part? So Jupiter is going to be bringing in that energy from that area. It's going to be helping you cultivate new ideas, and kind of like assisting you with like, what do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to go? What are the other things that you want to say, like, cha-ching, I've already checked this off. What else do I want to accomplish in this part? Now let's talk about Jupiter in Pisces. We had a little preview of this, and this happens every year. We have like a summer preview of Jupiter in the sign of Pisces, a brief dip from May 13th till July 29th of 2021. We had Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. And so anything, if you kind of go back and look at your calendar, how was those months for you? How was everything working out? Was everything coming together? What is coming clear? Hopefully it was, because we're going to be in the sign for a long time this year. This kind of sets as a model of what we're going to be working in as we work through our summer. It will be returning to its home sign, which is Pisces. And it's going to bring back kind of like this deep level lessons, struggles, and joys of kind of like, where do we want to go? Is there another lesson I need to learn before I can move into this? Or is there another struggle I need to go through? What else do I need to go through till I can move into this energy? Pisces consciousness has no limits. It has no boundaries. And think of a Pisces as like a fish, and there's no boundary. A fish can go anywhere there's water. It's one of those, it can bring in this amazing energy. You may feel trapped at times, and that means maybe you're pushing in the wrong direction. But it's one of those, for the most part, it is going to be a very huge spiritual tool, and really allowing a lot of creativity, a lot of conversations that you wouldn't have thought you would have had with other people, kind of like a spiritual talk with other people. And you'll just be like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing talk, and we just met at the grocery store kind of thing. There are going to be new communities made of kind of like everybody thinking the same way, kind of like on the same page. So you can have these great conversations with others of like, what would I like to change? What would I like to improve in this area? This is going to be awesome. It also builds on kind of like the smashing together of like a whole bunch of planets that's kind of like really happening now. I'm going to kind of tell you how rare this alignment really is. Usually Jupiter is only in its sign of Pisces once every 12 years, and it doesn't happen very often. But Neptune is also in the sign of Pisces, and that's only in that sign usually about It's the first time in about 50 years that Neptune has been in the sign of Pisces. So it's kind of like some strange alignments coming around to help us kind of really indulge our creative pursuits. Where do we want to go with our higher awakening? Where do we want to move into this? Jupiter's Pisces season is really a great time. And kind of the way I would kind of like highlight this would be it's really about the divine feminine energy coming full circle, kind of bringing in that into power. So kind of allowing your own inner divine feminine energy to move forward. This is going to be great. Let's see. Okay. We are going to be dealing with Jupiter in retrograde, and that's going to be kind of stopping everything for a period of time. But retrograde is really important because it's going to give us a chance to kind of like, we've been pushing this energy so far and it's been pushing us, and then we kind of get to take a break for a few months to kind of like, is this really where I want to go? You get to re-choose. Is this really where I want to go? Is this really where I want to be? And we've got that opportunity, and then we get to go forward again when it comes out of retrograde. And so that's going to be a really great time of kind of rethinking, kind of re-looking at, which is great for retrograde reviewing. It's going to be a great time to kind of like, where do I want to end up at the end of this? Where do I want to end up in this? Or is there some things that I would like to change or modify at some point? This is going to be really great. Let's see. And then at the end of 2022, we have Jupiter move into the sign of Aries, which is kind of really launch us boldly into 2023, and kind of giving us an ideal portal to kind of like, where do we want to go with this energy? What's going to come up? And then know that Aries is going to take over that energy and push us even further. Sorry, sinuses. It's been crazy. Let's see. We have an ideal portal to kind of tapping into that Pisces energy of imagination and drive, and where do we want to go, and kind of wanting to take other people with us. So that's a really great thing. The retrograde period starts from July 28th through November 23rd. That's not including pre-shadow or post-shadow. It's just the main part of the retrograde. That will kind of affect a little bit, but kind of slowing down and then speeding back up on the other side. This is going to be a great chance, like I said, to kind of reintegrate some of the lessons that we've learned, kind of moving forward. This is going to kind of also give us a chance for accountability. Where do we want to end up? Are we on the right track? Are we moving where we want to go? A retrograde is a chance to really make sure that the changes that we've made are going to last. In 2023, Saturn will be entering the sign of Pisces, and that will give structure to all the changes that Jupiter has made in our lives so far. This is going to give us a great time to kind of swim forward, kind of like, where do we want to go in this energy, and kind of see where you've been, kind of like looking back for a little bit during that retrograde, kind of like, where have I been? What have I looked at so far? This is going to be a great time. What's really important is kind of where you've gotten with the biggest planet in the solar system behind you. Jupiter is all about big structure, expansion, growth. Where are we going to lead into this area? When Jupiter unleashes its power in Pisces, every like floodgate is going to be opened, and it's going to be pulling a lot of energy, a lot of creativity and imagination. And where do you want to go with this? No matter how kind of like grim the forecast is for 2022, there is a silver lining in all of this, and it's because of Jupiter being in Pisces. I know a lot of people are really concerned about the Pluto return, and if you're asking questions about that, go to my YouTube channel. There's a video on that. A lot of people have been really concerned about the Pluto return, but this is kind of giving that silver lining and everything coming together. It's going to kind of really have a great creation. What do you want to create? What do you want to bring in, kind of like bring forward, and kind of like this true aligning of like like romance, spirituality, and kind of fantasy, because you've got all these different amazing alignments. I will also be doing a video explaining more of this, and it will be in my newsletter for April. So, and some amazing dates. So kind of one of the things I want to explain too is like how rare this alignment is. Jupiter and Neptune come together in the zodiac approximately every 13 years, making this a relatively uncommon alignment or kind of conjunction between the two. However, it's much more rare that these celestial bodies meet in the dreamy sign of Pisces. This hasn't happened since 1856, so it has been quite a while. And won't happen again until 2188. I had to make sure I got that one right. Making 2022 the Jupiter Neptune conjunction a once in a lifetime event that you don't want to sleep on. Like, this is something you want to take advantage of, like run your dreams out. Kind of, where do you want to go with this? Let's see. Kind of what really it happens when Jupiter and Neptune kind of come together in the sign of Pisces. These two planets come together in a conjunction, kind of working together, kind of like uniting their energies together, bringing in a new cycle. The last time Neptune and Jupiter were together, the last cycle began, this cycle began in 2009 when they met in kind of like the sign of Aquarius, which is all about like future thinking and future ideas, future stuff coming forward. That time the two planets met in this, were meeting in the sign of Pisces, which only happens approximately every 150 years. So this is kind of like super rare alignment. This isn't kind of like, this is like once in a lifetime. I know, Kathy, like, wow, this is going to be awesome. Let's see. This particular zodiac alignment is going to be especially notable because both Jupiter and Neptune's association with Pisces. Jupiter is considered traditionally to be the ruling planet of Pisces, while Neptune is considered to be the planetary ruler of like modern astrology. So kind of like moving forward in that. Both Pisces, both of them have this Pisces crown traveling with them, kind of like in this watery realm. You're going to feel a lot of people like wanting to be near water. I've already seen that with a lot of clients. They're going to the beach, they're going to the lake, where more people are going to the mountains. Usually I hear a lot more people going to water, and that's why. This is going to be kind of like a great alignment and for both of these planets, kind of embracing our true nature and kind of where we feel at home. Jupiter is going to be goes through Pisces about once every 12 years and spends about a year in each sign total. In 2020, it will be in the sign of Pisces. It's reiterating. So most of us will be experiencing a huge spiritual growth, a drive to show off our artistic expressions, and really a sense of optimism, kind of like what's coming in the future, kind of like looking at things much differently. This is a great time to pursue healing arts, emotional healing. If you've got a lot of old stuff that you want to work through, this is a great time to work through that. If you have anything that you're trying to create, this could be new relationships. This could be this great energy to kind of like bring forward. That's right, Kathy. Everybody going to Surfside, like everybody is going to water. I've heard that with so many people that are just like not even understanding why. I've heard that several people are like, I'm going to South Padre Island, or I'm going to Galveston, I'm going to the lake. It's like, there we go. So, while Neptune really only visits Pisces every 150 years or so, it does stay in that sign for about usually a decade or so. So it kind of stays in each sign for quite a while because he's so far out there. This is kind of like a great dip of Neptune in the sign of Pisces, and it's been in the sign of Pisces since 2011, and it will stay in this sign until 2026. But there will be a Jupiter-Neptune conjunction on April 12th. This marks kind of like their strongest point in this sign before Jupiter goes into retrograde. So know that April 12th is a really great day to do meditations, to kind of do progressions, kind of moving forward. And I will be hosting a lot of those because I am so excited about this amazing energy. Does anybody have any questions? I got, let's see. One of the things that I found that was quite interesting for most people, kind of like looking at different signs and how they're going to work through this, your intuition is going, as probably already been in hyperdrive, but it's going to continue that way until Jupiter hits retrograde. Then it's going to kind of calm down for a little bit, and from July 28th until November, and then it'll amp back up again once it hits Pisces again, and it will stay in that really hyperdrive for quite a while. So know that, like, trusting your intuition, kind of trusting what you're getting, is a very good thing to do. One of the things that I think is really interesting is when I started looking at this alignment going back in time, one of kind of like the creative sparks that kind of started the Renaissance period way back when was this alignment. So this is going to be a great time. So I'm going to pull some angel cards and hopefully get you a little bit deeper insight and kind of get you some more information. But if you've got a question for me about anything, Pluto, Neptune, and Pisces, please let me know. I will answer your questions. So my first card is about enchantment. This is totally enchantment. Just this sign of this intuition and this creativity of what it's going to be bringing through is amazing. It is going to bring this kind of like, almost like Santa Claus, what do you want to bring me kind of thing? Like, what do you want to ask for? What do you want Santa Claus to bring you during this time frame? It is going to be an amazing sign of what am I willing to ask for? The next one is dreams. Because of Neptune in play, you are going to have some really phenomenal dreams this year, and it's only going to get stronger throughout the year. Dreams are going to kind of tell you kind of what you've been working through, where you're going to be working through, and what's coming up next for you, kind of like what are the next steps for you. So make sure that you're keeping track of your dreams. Dream journal is amazing for that. I often tell people kind of just put the date every night before you go to sleep. And then any dreams that come forward, make sure that you are kind of really researching it. Make sure you're getting that information of like, what should I be doing? Where should I be going? And if you're able to really interact with your dreams, that can be a great blessing as well. Blessings is up next. We are going to feel like we're blessed. Even though we've got some great energy coming at us, we are still going to be going through our Pluto in return for the United States. And so that's going to be affecting a lot of people as well. But I guarantee you this is going to keep that silver lining look to everything. So kind of like, where are we going with this? What's coming up next? It's going to be a great sign. Let's see. This is our next card, divine timing. This was divinely done. It's one of those, it takes a long time to line up these big guys out there. So make sure that you're taking full advantage of these planets, the energy that's coming in. I've told a lot of people over the last couple of weeks, how can I help others make their dreams come true? That's a great question, Gigi. I would say, anytime that you are kind of find out about someone else's dream, just even your idea of like, I'm so excited to hear about their dreaming coming forward. I'm excited to hear about so-and-so's dream coming forward. That's going to be pushing even more energy. And be excited for other people. This is not the time for jealousy at all. Like, this is not the time for jealousy. This is the time for seeing their dreams come true, which means your dreams are coming true. The more you think, wow, their dreams just came true, that means mine's coming up next. That's going to give you a great insight and a great energy to move things forward. This is going to be a great time of kind of, where do you want to end up and where do you want to go? So the more you kind of look for miracles in what you want, you're going to find it. Are you looking for that diamond in the rough now? Are you kind of looking for that kind of like that amazing energy of what will be happening, where we're going with this? This will be a great time. Miracles will be happening. So Kathy says, will this time help me? Um, so what I would say kind of just like I was telling Gigi, is seeing your dreams come true, seeing your kind of like your dream life coming true. Like if you could just wave that magical wand and boom, here we go. What would you see? What would you want to see? That's what you want to be looking for. Those miracles in the rough, kind of like even though there's no like sign that this is coming true or anything else, like what would you like to like swish your little wand around with and go, here, this is what I'm going to ask for. What is it? Write it down, draw it out, put it on your goal posters, put it on your vision boards, whatever you want to call it. Make sure that being excited for other people is important, but being excited for what's coming in at you. But if you can see it, it can happen. If you're kind of like, maybe it's not going to happen, it would be like, okay, well, she's doubting me. I'm not going to do it. That intuition is be like, it's not going to happen. Expect it to happen. Expect it to happen big and bold and have some great, amazing energy. That's going to be, I would say, like a really great time to kind of push that amazing energy at people. I always tell people like this is a great time to kind of push that great energy of what do you want? Kind of like I said with the wand, what do you want? You know, kind of like the Harry Potter wand. Like what do you want to flish your wand around and get? So keep doing that, kind of like what are the pictures, what are the dreams? And I would do it in many different areas of my life. I wouldn't just do it in one area, not just like, oh, I just want this house or whatever else. Like what is it that you want? It's one of those. I would be doing like my bank statement with a lot of money in the bank. I would be doing like maybe my mortgage thing going paid in full. That's what you want to be seeing, kind of like amazing miracles, seeing relationships and kind of writing about it. Like I'm so happy now that I have a relationship that honors me. Now that I have a relationship with someone that I really care about, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get to know that person and see what they're all about. Blah, blah, blah. All of that kind of stuff is where you want to go with all of this. So that's what the energy that you want to be pushing at this time frame. That's where you want to go. Healing. This is also a great time to heal, not only yourself, but other people as well. Healing arts, like I said, is going to be really big. You're going to see, we've already seen a lot of people wanting to go into like Reiki healing and other healing, getting massaged for healing, all of that kind of stuff. You're going to see a lot of people pushing this energy of healing. And it doesn't mean like you need to go to someone else all the time. Sometimes it's you doing it. What are you pushing your healing? What are you willing to let go of and release and move forward into? Because if you're still holding on to the past relationship that was icky, you're going to move all of that icky energy into your new relationship. No one wants that. No one wants the old laundry. It's like, what else do I want to bring in new and fresh and happening and that amazing energy? What else do I want to push in this energy that is kind of like holding me up or giving me a great foundation for the next couple of years? Friendship. I guarantee you friendships are going to be changing. I've seen it a lot in the last probably 2 or 3 weeks where a lot of people have been like, you know, I thought this person was my friend. And then I realized like they're jealous of me or whatever it is. And I'm like, I understand. Friendships are changing and kind of like they can't hide the way they used to. And that's kind of more the Pluto in return energy of like bringing that around, of not being able to hide in plain sight. But that gives you a great insight into who is on your side, who is, your biggest cheerleader, who is kind of the one sending you angels, who's the one that's praying for you, who's the one that's pushing that amazing energy at you. I've got one more card and then we'll call it a night. Balance. This is a great balance in your life, but you have to find the balance. It's not just one side. It's multi-level. People are like, oh, it's just a seesaw. No, it has multi-sides. And so you have got to just push that amazing energy of balancing everything, your work life, your home life, your dream life. Where do you want to go in the future? That is what we're looking for. That's the amazing energy that we are pushing to have right here and right now. Okay, guys, I thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully, I will be on next week. I'm looking forward to it because we're going to be talking about all things your astrologically alignments for April 2022. It is going to be a great time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.